Good morning, my friends, and welcome back. As we continue mindfulness practice with the fear of uncertainty and move in the direction of willingness to live in the not knowing as part of this adventure of life that is inescapable and ever present. And what is that? It is mindfully being willing to receive the truth about uncertainty, and that as long as we believe that there is something that will be permanent, that will permanently satisfy our natural hunger for security, that our suffering is inevitable. And that's because the truth is that things are always in transition, fluid, moving. We are conceived in movement, breathe in movement, live in movement. That perhaps if we actually could live in a way that made all things secure, safe, and unchanging, the only condition perhaps in which that is true in the material world is when we are no longer alive and breathing. So since our desire is to continue breathing mindfully, let us continue with some thoughts and mindful approach to becoming comfortable with uncertainty. I shared with you last time that when I heard this phrase for the first time, it really destabilized me. Talk about uncertainty. I'm not sure which I reacted to most strongly, the word uncertainty or the word comfortable. But when putting them together, I had no way at the time of putting that together with my own reality of day-to-day life. Given factors in my early life as well as in my essential personality, I have a strong tendency to seek security beyond what will ever be available so long as I am alive. And I expect that I'm not that unusual for many people, that it is simply the human condition to seek that kind of certainty and stability. Pema Chodron, who I've studied with a few times, said this about becoming comfortable with uncertainty. She said, quote, "Nothing to hold on to," close quote, "is the root of happiness. If we allow ourselves to rest here, we find that it is a tender, non-aggressive, open-ended state of affairs. This is where the path of fearlessness lies." Let us be seated, if you're not already, in your comfortable posture with a steady body, straightened spine, by bringing your breath up the center of your spine, into the spine at your neck, around into your skull, the space inside your head, and winding around down the front of your body, your face, your neck, relaxing anything that is tight along the way, relaxing any tightness in your belly, and letting all of that go out through the bottoms of your feet into the ground where it gets absorbed. We can count on this process. And again, there is a difference between relying on something and having confidence in how it works, as opposed to the belief and the illusion that that is a certain state of being that will be unchanging. Confidence and certainty are two different things. Today I want to offer you in mindfulness practice the opportunity to sit in quiet reflection on parts of Pema's teachings, short lines, ideas, truths and realities about becoming comfortable with uncertainty. And I ask that as you sit and take in these thoughts, that you reflect on them. Apply it to areas in your life and ask yourself, how does this speak to me? Where does this connect with my struggles in life and my need for security? And so moving with your breath, breathing in, I know I am alive. Breathing out, I know that I am steady. Breathing in, I know that I am alive. Breathing out, I release everything, and allowing your breath to go back to its natural rhythm. Following the breath, not leading it. Following the in-breath and following the slow out-breath. Reflecting on these lines and teachings from Pema. The root of suffering is our resistance to the certainty that no matter what the circumstances, uncertainty is all we truly have. Where is this true in your life? How do you know that this is true? What is your experience? Reflect on that. Practicing with uncertainty is how I will learn to relax in the middle of chaos, in the middle of the unknown. How I learn to be steady when the ground beneath me suddenly shifts out of order and disappears. Sticking with uncertainty is how we learn to relax in the middle of chaos. How we learn to be steady when the ground beneath us suddenly disappears. Where has this been true in your life? Where do you fear that it might be true in the future? What are you in touch with about the ground beneath you suddenly disappearing? What would that ground be? And what would remain? And last, in the practice of mindfulness, acceptance, and prayer, we bring ourselves back to the spiritual path countless times every day, simply by exercising our willingness to rest in the uncertainty of the present moment, over and over again, and that this resting and not knowing is part of the adventure of faith and life and love itself. And as you go out into the world today, my friends, take with you what you can, the spirit of adventure, the intention and desire to learn how to be mindful in the midst of confusion, or when the ground shifts suddenly, and bring yourself back to your spiritual path and mindful awareness and willingness to learn how to rest in the uncertainty of the present moment with confidence, and then see what happens. And notice how the capacity to be more comfortable with uncertainty might open our capacity to love and care for others in their suffering as part of the adventure. So go out into your day with these thoughts, my friends, and look for opportunities. Namaste. Amen.